Not even in my wildest dreams did I imagine recording episode 100 at 9:27 a.m. on a Tuesday. I mean, who could ever predict something like that, and it actually feels right. It feels right that episode 100 is just, it's different. It's different already. I usually put out episodes on Tuesday. And you must believe me when I say I had every intention of recording this yesterday. I mean, things just kind of changed up, and instead of fighting it, I decided to actually go with the flow. And that's why we're here today, and that's fine. That's fine. It's, wow, interesting day. 9:28. I have to be in Malibu at noon. And those are not words I say lightly. Those aren't words I say lightly. I'm meeting someone at noon, and they were like, oh, I can come to you, like closer to you. And I'm like, no. I'm going to Malibu. Like, any chance I have of going beachside, it's like, I'll be there, because it's always worth it. It's so much more than the drive. And yeah, but Malibu is far, it is a bit far, and I don't know what the parking situation is. It's like, am I going to be parking on Pacific Coast Highway? I don't know. Oh God. All right. We can't think about it right now. But it's like, yeah, I should probably leave at like 10:30 because I wanted to get a little snack. Okay, whatever. Oh my God. What on earth am I talking about? It's episode 100. It's like, let's party. Let's party. It's 9:29 a.m. All right, it's phenomenal to be here, really. And we don't need to make a big fuss about it. This is how things get stressful, when you put so much emphasis on things, and then they can kind of only disappoint you. So, yeah. I don't know. There's not much on the dock. It's Wednesday. I feel like Michael Barbaro. It's Wednesday, 8:48 a.m. Oh my God. I just started recording yesterday, and then there was all these leaf blowers outside, and then I was like, okay, I actually just have to go to Malibu. I don't even know why I thought I had time for this. And I did end up having to park straight up on Pacific Coast Highway. I got to my destination, and I was like, okay, parking's dicey. I'm gonna take my car to the street. And I found a gorgeous little spot not too far, and I was backing into it, and then this girl appeared. She was getting in the car behind me, and she's like, do you want me to back up? She's like, I think I have some room to back up. She was an angel. I didn't know the extent of which she was an angel, but already I was just like, this is helpful. Thank you. Instead of okay, whatever. She was just helpful. She backed up. I was able to get in. I nestled in. I put my car in park. I got there early, so I was just doing some last minute things. And I look up in my rear view mirror, just as a habit. I see her. I think she was eating sushi. She's just stuffing sushi in her mouth. She's dancing. And I'm like, okay, I'm obsessed with her. And she wasn't doing it for a performance. I don't think she thought, there was not one part of me. It's if I wasn't in my car, she would still be doing the same thing. It's she's not doing this because of me, for me. It's she had the vibe of someone who was on her lunch break, been there 1,000 times. Truly thousands of times I've been on my lunch break, and it's just there's nothing like a lunch break. There's nothing like it. It's they're all right, you're released. And you're all right, I have 30 minutes, I have an hour, what have you. And you just go in your car, and you're just finally, I don't have to talk to anyone. I can just be in my car. I can do whatever I want. And, oh God, should we take a detour? We're in the car right now. It's like, should we just go straight to our destination? Should we take a detour? Fuck it. We've got time. Let's take a detour. One of the most iconic lunch breaks that truly goes down in the history books. I was working at Jamba Juice, obviously. And I hated working at Jamba Juice. I've never, well, that's not true. There was one other job, an office job, that I hated more than Jamba Juice, but that's to be expected. I always love my jobs. I don't care. I loved working at In-N-Out. I loved working at hot dog stands. I loved working at restaurants. I most of the time liked working at clothing stores. I like to work. I like it. I'm a Capricorn. I always love my jobs. I got to Jamba Juice. I was like, I can't do it. I don't know what it was. I was always pissed when I was there. Like, I would get there and I'm like, I'm so pissed. My dad still talks about it to this day. Because it's like my dad would come in, you know, and just to kind of see me and like just see what my attitude was like. And he's just like, I've never seen you with a worse attitude than when you worked at Jamba Juice. And I'm like, I know. I was out of control at Jamba Juice. I hated it. I hated everyone that walked in. I hated everyone that ordered. Like, I was just like, stop ordering stuff. I couldn't take it. I can't explain it. It was very corporate there. Like, you couldn't have your nails done. Like, you couldn't just like be normal and cute. Like, they were just always trying to stifle me. Like, I'm just like, okay, this is my summer. Like, I'm trying to live my life and make some smoothies and make some money. Like, stop just keeping me down. So whatever, I was always pissed at Jamba Juice. So one day I go in, okay, but so I had a manager at Jamba Juice. And like when I worked at Jamba Juice, I was 19 and, you know, my manager was probably like 22. You know, it's like, that's the vibe at Jamba Juice. Like, it's not like, when you say manager, when you're working in like retail or hospitality, it's like they're your age and it's like, it's fun. It is fun. So I had one of my managers there, we just had sort of a mutual connection and, you know, it's like, oh, he's my manager, whatever. Like, he was just hot. But it's like, at the same time, he wasn't, you know, it's like he was hot in the walls of Jamba Juice because I truly had nothing else. But it's like, if I had seen him on the street walking around, I don't even know if I would have looked twice at his ass. Like, I was just like, there was something about him being in Jamba Juice that I was just like, because it's like, when you work in hospitality, you need to find someone to have a crush on, someone to have like a flirtatious sort of rapport going, because or else you won't make it. I'll tell you that right now, you won't make it. It's not enough to just like make smoothies and be like, oh cool, I'm making $10. It's like, trust me, that won't get you out of bed. What will get me out of bed? Oh, I think Aaron's on shift today. All right, let's do it. You know, it's like, let's look good. Let's just be present. Let's just be on our A game. So I get to work one day and I'm just like, I never wanted to go to Jamba Juice, but this day especially, I could not have wanted to go to Jamba Juice last. I was working a morning shift, 10 to 2. I was like, whatever, it's 4 hours, just go. I get there, Aaron's not there. I'm like, what am I even doing here? Why am I here? And I'm talking to my other manager, not hot, whatever. And he's like, oh, like, what are you doing after this? And I'm like, okay, relax. No, I'm just kidding. I was just like, I was like, you know what? You know what I'm doing after this? I'm doing nothing. I'm doing nothing. I'm going home. I'm laying out by my pool. I'm listening to music. I'm just living. I have no plans. That's it. And he was like, okay. We're working. It's boring as fucking hell. And it's like 1:15. Phone rings. I don't answer it. I'm like, I don't think you guys are paying me enough to answer the phone. So my manager answers it, the not hot one, and he like goes in the back, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like 45 more minutes till I'm free, till I'm just free from this purgatory. Get me away from these protein powders. Get this wheatgrass out of my sight. I can't take it anymore. My not hot manager comes back from the office, and he's like, Colin called out. And I'm like, my not hot manager comes back from the office, and he's like, Luke called out. And I'm like, oh, shoot, that sucks. You know, like, I just have like tunnel vision. I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm here for another 40 minutes. It's like, Luke called out, great, who cares? He goes, well, there's no one else to cover his shift. And I'm starting to sweat. I'm like, no. And my mind is just flashing back to when he's like, what are you doing after this? And I'm like, I'm not doing anything. And I'm just like, fuck me. And he's like, you gotta stay till, so what was it, 10? He's like, you gotta stay till 6. And like, I've never felt this way in my life. Like, I was just like, it's not even like, oh, I don't want to. Like, I wanted to be like to him, like, you don't understand. I cannot stay here till 6. I'll freak out. I don't know what will happen to me. I'll lose my mind. I'm scared. I'm like, I can barely stay here till 2. It's not even 2 yet. You're telling me I have to stay here till 6. He's like, not only that, since you're working an 8-hour shift, you have to take an hour break. And that's not a fun lunch break to take. When you're not prepared to stay somewhere for 8 hours, and then on top of it, they're like, clock out, so you won't be making money during this hour. You'll just be killing time knowing you have to return here for another 4 hours. I don't know why I didn't just quit right then. Like, it's like, what was it, July? It's like, all right, so I won't make $300 more, like, for the rest of the summer. Like, I was just like, I was just beside myself. It's like, I'm not ready to take an hour lunch break. I don't even have a fucking lunch. Oh my God. So I go to my car, which is illegally parked in the Ralph's parking lot across the way. It's about, it's the valley. It's summer. It's about 103 degrees. My car is on fire. It's actually been just baking in the sun for 3.5 hours. I go to my car, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just gone. I'm just like, this isn't real. This cannot be happening. And I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do for an hour? I decide, you know what? This is how down I was. I go, I need to smoke some weed. I've never smoked weed at a job in my entire life. I've never gone places high. I just don't really mess with it like that. Like, I go to work, I show up, I'm going to be present, I'm gonna be clean. I'm like, this is a motherfucking emergency. Like, this is for the benefit of everyone. It's like, I just don't even know what I'm gonna do when I walk back in those doors. And I go, okay, so I'll smoke some weed, I'll take the edge off. I have an hour. By the time I go back, I'll be fine. Okay. I pack a bowl, I take it. And when you're just like, okay, I'm gonna take the tiniest hit. I accidentally took the biggest hit I've ever taken in my entire life. And I was like, fuck, because I knew it was going to hit hard. And I was like, whatever, I have an hour. I look through the smoke of my car. I'm like, where's my clock? I look through the smoke. I have 4 minutes somehow. I have 4 minutes. I'm like, holy shit. I could not be higher. I couldn't be higher. I get out of my car, it's 1,000 degrees, and I feel like sometimes when it's hot outside, it like makes you higher. I don't know if that's a scientific fact or what, but it's just kind of been true for me. So I'm like, oh God, I'm only getting higher from the sun. I go back in. It's just me and my manager working. It's not like there's other people to like take the focus off me. Like, it's just me and my manager, who isn't cool, who's not hot. It's like, what are you bringing to the table? Okay, so I walk back in, and I'm just like, holy shit. Like I put my apron back on, I put my name tag back on, I put my fucking visor back on. I'm like, all right, you know, and my manager's like, oh, he's like, have a little surprise. I'm like, no, no. He goes, Dave and Rob are here from HR. They're gonna be working with you for the rest of the afternoon. I'm not kidding. I couldn't make this up if I tried. If I tried, I couldn't make it up. They go, they're gonna be working with you for the rest of the afternoon. I'm gonna be back here doing some paperwork. I'm like, what paperwork? It's Jamba Juice. Like, what are you, like, journaling? It's like, yeah, we sold a lot of Strawberries Wilds today. It's like, what paperwork do you need to do? He goes, okay, so you'll be out there with Rob and Dave, whatever. You just go work. Oh my God. I get out there on another planet, high as a fucking kite. Rob and Dave are like so enthusiastic. They have so much energy. And this was the thing at Jamba Juice. When someone orders a smoothie, you're supposed to, even though it comes out on a ticket and the people making the smoothies can see what they ordered and they can hear them because we're all right there. At Jamba Juice, when someone orders a smoothie, it's a rule that they want you to yell it out to the smoothie makers so they just kind of have a heads up. If someone's like, hey, I want a Strawberries Wild, you're like, okay. And then you're like, Strawberries Wild? Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna raise my voice. Like, no. It's just, why would I do that? It's beyond unnecessary. It's printed on the ticket and you also heard them. So I never did that. And that was just something my coworkers dealt with. You know, they were like, she doesn't call out the orders. And it was just like, yeah, I can't. I don't want to. I can't. It's just not me. It's not my vibe. It's not in me. So I was just used to that so much that I actually even forgot about the rule that you were supposed to call them out. So I'm trying to act normal. I don't know how I'm coming off. I don't know what I smell like. Someone comes in and they're like, yeah, I'll get a razzmatazz. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, all right, great. I'm like, do you want a boost? Please say no. Please say no. I don't know what they said. I'm like, all right, thank you. It'll be ready soon. The ticket prints out. Rob and or Dave, I don't know what the hell their names were. They're like, Chase? And I'm like, yeah. And I thought they were gonna be like, are you high? But they weren't. They're like, Chase? They're like, girl, you gotta call out those smoothies. Like, let's hear it. I wanna hear your voice. I wanna hear you be vocal. And I'm just like, truly, this is my nightmare. Like, when people tell you to be vocal or something, like, I really just shut down. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to like say what this is now. So I'm like, I was like, so yeah, should I do it on the next one since like you guys know what this one is? And they're like, no. They're like, no, let's hear it, girl, come on. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, razzmatazz, you know, like you heard it. And they're like, louder. Oh my God, my absolute nightmare. It's like maybe now it wouldn't be so bad. I don't know. When I was 19, like I was just like not trying to be like that. So I was just like, inhale, high. I truly don't remember how the story ends. I don't remember anything after that. I don't remember. I don't remember. It was just that. So that's when, you know, a lunch break can turn kind of dark, but also it is extremely memorable. So did I ever hook up with my hot manager at Jamba Juice? Almost. The thing was I had a boyfriend. We were doing long distance and he was an absolute bitch on ice. Like to this day, I despise him. I truly despise him. Like, I actually think he's one of the worst people to ever grace this earth. I hate him. He made my summer hell. And so I'm like, no, I'm super loyal to a fault. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to like cheat on my boyfriend, even though I know for a fact, I didn't know at the time that he cheated on me. Okay. So it's like, that stings even more. My last shift at Jamba Juice, it's late August. It's really all just coming to a close. And we're having like a little hangout after we close and we're going to my hot manager Aaron's apartment. Okay, so we finish working at Jamba Juice, we lock up. I'm like, wow, that's really it, you know, the end of an era. And listen, I did have some decent times there. I made a lot of powerful, innovative smoothies because it's like on your break, you can make yourself any smoothie you want. So it's like, yeah, I had some really inspirational recipes. Most of the time I would just make an orange dream machine, which is just like an orange creamsicle, the least healthy one you could ever have. I was addicted to it. So whatever, I'm like, all right, Jamba Juice is coming to an end. We go to Aaron's house, his apartment. We go through his hallway. His door is cracked jar, and we hear guitar coming from inside. And lo and behold, Aaron is shirtless strumming a guitar. And I'm like, all right, it's like, you knew we were coming over. It's like, because he was trying to play it off like, oh, wow, you guys are here. It's like, you knew we were coming. And it's like, I kind of got to give it up to him for that. It's like, it was extra and he did it anyways. We go in, whatever, we're hanging out. And then it's like, at some point I was like, okay, I got to go home. He walks me out to my car. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't cheat on someone. Like, whatever. It fucking sucks. Sometimes you should cheat. If you're 19, just go ahead and do it. Just fucking do it. It will never matter. Okay, whatever. So this girl, she's on her lunch break. She's vibing. She's dancing in her car. I'm like, ugh, I love her. She's an angel. I'm like, okay, putting on, like, fixing my makeup. And then I look back up again. She's ripping a vape pen. I'm like, this girl knows how to live. And she just has such a great energy. Okay, I get all my stuff together. I get out of my car. And I knew I wanted to go. I don't go to Malibu that much. Like I usually go to different beaches that are closer to me. Malibu's, it's probably like an extra 15 and I should just make the journey. But I just hadn't been in a while. So when I got out of my car, I was like, had to walk by her car. So I was like, waved at her and she rolled down her window and I was like, hey, I'm just wondering, like, do you have any like beach recommendations or just anything I should do while I'm in the area? And she was just like, oh my God, yeah. She told me where to go. She's like, you gotta go to Broad Beach. She's like, Seth Rogen lives there. It's like, she just knew. She just got it. She was just locked in. And she was like, are you going there now? And I'm like, no, I'm meeting someone and then I just wanted to go to the beach after. And she was like, oh my gosh, she was like, I love that. And she's like, well, you look so cute. And it's like, she wasn't hitting on me or anything. I mean, I don't think. It's like, it didn't really have that vibe, but it was just like, to tell someone they look cute when you don't have to, because it's like, the thing is that I did feel cute. I felt like I really put together like a cute outfit that really translated for Malibu and everything, and I just felt good about myself. And just to hear her say that, it gave me such a boost. Like, I was just like, wow, she didn't have to say it. She could be like, oh, okay, cool, have fun. She's like, well, you look cute. She's like, I hope you have a great day. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I cannot begin to explain the energy that was radiating off this girl. She was electric. Okay, so I'm like, oh my God, that's so nice. And it did make me think about, and I'm not saying this to be like, oh, I'm so nice, I'm so good. I was leaving the Whole Foods parking lot. This was probably like 3 months ago. And it's stressful. There's a lot of cars going in and out. These people are pulling in and someone's like stopped to park. So they're kind of stuck. And I'm like next to this woman who's very stressed out. Like I just see her about to snap. Her windows kind of roll down. My windows kind of roll down. And the first thing I noticed about her was she had like a bunch of earrings and they were so cute. Like they just looked so good. And so before I even knew it, I was just out my window. I was like, I love your earrings. And truly, she was about to flip out, like at the person in front of her. She was about to lose her shit. She was at her breaking point, been there. And instantly, she like snapped out of it. I go, oh, I love your earrings. She goes, oh, thank you. Like she almost got like shy. Like she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, thank you. And I saw her smile. Then I had to go out. I saw her smile. And then I'm like, you know what? That is gonna go so far. Like now she's not stressed. So now she's not gonna stress out the person in front of her, who's not gonna stress out the person in front of them. And it's really just, you hear it all the time, but it's just like when you put good energy out, it really is contagious. So I was like, I'm so glad that I told her that because it was genuine and there's no reason not to tell her. You know, it's like, why should I sit in my car thinking, oh, I love her earrings, it's so cute, and then she's just like stressed and I just keep that to myself, and then we just go on with our lives and she's pissed still and she's mad at the person in front of her, where it's like, no, maybe she just got those earrings and like she's like, okay, you know, like I'll try them out, and then instantly I'm like, I love them, and she's like, amazing. I don't know. Just, you know, if you have a genuine thought, you can just say it out loud. And sometimes I'll say stuff to people and they don't really have like a great reaction. Like it's like not the reaction you're really looking for. Like they're like, oh, thanks. Like, and it's like, you know what? That's their problem, not mine. I'm so glad I said it. And I think later it will hit them. Okay, whatever. So I go to this meeting in Malibu, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Broad Beach. I put it in my GPS. It's 11 miles away in the opposite direction of to go home. And I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, it's about 1:45. Like, I really just should get back. But I'm like, who drives to Malibu and then instantly drives back? It's like, I just can't. I can't. It was the most gorgeous day too. That was the thing. It wasn't like it was like overcast and I'm like trying to make this something it's not. Like, it was beautiful. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna drive to this beach. I drive 11 miles there. I like get to this street and it's like, it's a lot of like houses and it's all like private property. So I'm like, I don't even know how you get down to the beach. I'm driving down this road for like a mile and I'm like, I don't know. And I passed these other beaches on the way that I was more familiar with, and I'm like, maybe I'll just go back to those beaches. I turned around, and then I did a full circle to turn around, and then instead of like going straight back the way I needed to go home, I just did a full circle. Like during the turnaround, I decided, no, I'm going to keep going this way. I'm like, there is no way, there's not a way to get down to the beach. Like, it's not even possible. Of course I can get down to the beach. I just have to figure it out. I drive for like another mile. I'm not seeing an entrance, and I'm like, fuck, I'm wasting time. Like, you know, this, and this. Okay, I'm driving. I see this girl, and she's like at her car, and she just looks like she knows what the fuck is up. So I roll down my window, and I'm like, hey, is there a way to get to the beach from here? And she's like, here. She's like, if you want to just park, like I'll show you. And I'm like, is everyone in Malibu like a living angel? Like, I don't know. Like, I was just like, I gotta fucking move here or something. She's like, be careful when you park. Don't have your car on the white line because they'll tow you. And I'm like, holy shit, you know? It's like, this girl maybe just saved me a grand. I mean, I wasn't gonna park on the white line, but it's like, it's good to know. So I park, I get all my stuff, and she's like, all right. She's like, and she was like a little bit stressed about telling me. She's like, okay, I don't like to tell a lot of people. And I was like, I don't like live around here, you know? I mean, I live in, you know, more in Hollywood. Don't worry. It's like, I might come here like twice a year and I'm not going to tell anyone, whatever. And she was like, so what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I just, you know, had a meeting and now I'm just going to go to the beach. And she was like, I love that. She was like, I love going to the beach by myself. And I was like, same. And she was just like, so, I don't know, like she was wearing this like oversized button down long sleeve blouse that was like also covering part of her legs. And it's like, a lot of time that doesn't work, but on her it did. Her hair was just down and gorgeous. Like, she had like some fucking lip gloss on. Like, she was about it. Like, she wasn't like this fake person. Like, she was just like, it's like she's going in the water probably, you know? It's like she's not going to the beach to like look at it and like write in her notebook. It's like, this bitch is like getting involved, you know? And I was like, God, I want to be like that. She was so sweet. She's like, here, let me show you. She shows me this path and she's like, take that all the way down and you'll be at the beach. And she was like, I'll see you down there. And I was like, oh my God. Like, no one, it's like, I don't know. If I'm just used to people like not being that nice or whatever, it's just like, it just goes so far when you're just nice and normal. It's like, I truly felt like it was my first day of school. Like, I just rolled up to Malibu and I like found this person and they were like, oh, I have that class too. I'll see you there. And you feel a little less anxious. You feel a little bit better because you're like, oh, maybe I just made a friend. Maybe I have one person that I know that I can go sit with, you know, because she was like, go down this beautiful path. And she's like, I'll see you down there. And I was just like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I get down there. It's fucking stunning. 10 minutes later, true enough, she comes strolling down with this guy. And I was like, good for her. You know, and we chatted for a bit. And I don't know, she had some sort of canvas she was carrying. I was like, don't even tell me this bitch is about to paint something. Don't even tell me that. It's too much. Her name was Mia. She was also an angel. I wish I knew the name of the other girl. Like, they truly just made my day so much better. Anyways, by the time I left Malibu, it was like 3, and it took an hour 20 to get back. I had never been so tired in my entire life driving back. And then I was like, oh my God, I gotta do the podcast. And I got back and I was just like, I don't have it in me. It's arguable whether I have it in me now, you know, but leap and the net will appear. Yeah, I got home and I was just like, oh wait, it's 4:55 and Nuggets Pelicans game starts at 5. It's just like, I don't know, I'm starting to get really stressed out that the season isn't almost over at all, but it is sort of halfway through, and I'm just like, at some point this year I won't be able to watch basketball games, like, is starting to really just make me sad. Because it's like, when I look at the NBA schedule every day, I'm like, oh, Nuggets Pelicans at 5. I'm like, beautiful. Today I look at it, oh, Nuggets Bucks at 5. There's no way I'm not watching Nuggets Bucks at 5. There's no way on earth. Nothing could keep me from it. I don't care. Someone, can you do something? No. Nuggets Bucks are on at 5, because it's like, more than ever this season, I just feel this feeling of like, every game is like liquid gold to me. It's so precious because you're never going to watch these teams again. You're never going to be able to watch these specific teams ever again. It's like people get traded, people get traded, you know? And it's like, this team that you're watching right now, most likely you'll never see it again. The team they're playing, the people that are on this team right now, you'll never see it again. And I'm just like, I want to just soak up as much as I can, because it just truly, truly makes me so happy. It's just, I don't know, it's this crazy thing. It's like, all I want to do is watch basketball and know about basketball. I mean, I tried to get credentials to go to the All-Star game in February. I applied to be like a member of the media, and you had to fill out this thing, and they were like, what company are you with? And I was like, a little company called Chase Bernstein. And they were like, okay. They were like, they were actually really nice, but they were like, we don't really take people, like, you have to be part of like a bigger thing, you know, like, we don't really take independent people. And I was just like, I still tried. I was like, you know what, I'm still gonna shoot my shot. I was like, here are my videos. Like, I would love to make some videos there, or just do anything you need. Dude, I'll fucking like mop the floors. I don't care. I just want to be there. I just want to be there. And you know what, obviously I'm not going to be able to go, but I am proud of myself that I tried. You know, it's like, you got to throw it out there. The worst anyone can ever say to you is no. And you know what, you really get used to it and you don't take it personal. It's like, I don't take that personally. Like, he's not like, you Chase, you're not allowed to come. Like, he's just like, yeah, like, if you had something you were working with, you could go, whatever. But it'll still be good to watch it on TV, I suppose. I feel like I never even talked about my Christmas tree video I put out. Please watch it if you haven't. I also just put out, because there's just so much stuff that I can't put in the video because it can't be like 9 minutes. But so then I was like, you know what? I gotta edit this extra footage and like make something out of that. Whipped that up. So that's out. Yeah. January, it's the end of January. There's still time. There's still time to make such a push. Obviously, I finished the second David Goggins book. Like, seriously, I mean, I don't know. I guess all I can do is just recommend it, but it's just wild to me that it's like his 2 books are just out there. Anyone can buy them and read them. And like a lot of people are just not doing that. It's insane to me because they're just so, so powerful. I had a lot to do. I just got a lot to do. Meeting up with a friend for coffee soon. I have some errands to do, and then I'm gonna go be on someone else's podcast at 1:30, and then I got to come home, pack, because I'm going to Joshua Tree tomorrow, and then I'm going to Palm Springs to visit my aunt the next day, and I gotta edit this podcast. I gotta watch Nuggets Bucks. It's like there's things to do. There's things to do. Please rate, review, subscribe. Rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't left a review yet, this is your moment. This is your hour. Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and 100 episodes. I mean, that's crazy. That's kind of crazy. I started this podcast in August 2020. GarageBand, I mean, I talked about it for probably the first 10 episodes. I was just like, it was my mortal enemy. And now it's like Duolingo. It's like we just understand each other. Like I fire it up and it's like, let's do it. Let's collab. Let's get another one. And yeah, I just really like learning things for myself, you know, like I'm glad I'm not just like, I come and record it and then everyone else like edits it, cuts it, uploads it, does the description. It's like, damn, I mean, I guess it is sort of a skill if you can offload, you can, you know, delegate work to other people, but it's like, I just got to do everything myself. It's like, I just don't trust anyone. It's like, I just want it a certain way. I mean, this shit it's a lot, you know? It's like, I have my own company and I'm the only employee. I'm the only one working here. I come in, I'm like, hey, what's up? Good morning. Did you watch the Nuggets Pelicans game last night? Yeah, they won by 1. Thank God. You know, it's like I'm at the water cooler just fucking hydrating, talking to myself. I'm taking a lunch break. No one's there. I'm clocking out. I'm like, all right, there's no one to say bye to. It's just me. Oh my God. I'll like put in a request for a vacation and it's like, no, we need you here. We actually need you here working. But I am going to pop by the desert tomorrow just to kind of see what's up there, you know, and that's why I'm just hustling to get everything done today. I've been hustling my ass off my whole life, really, and Jamba Juice was no exception, and hope Rob and Dan are doing well. Hope Aaron, my hot manager, is out there somewhere just strumming that guitar, and I hope you guys are just happy and healthy, and we'll see you next week for 101. And my goodness, will it be fun. Bye.